Hello, Pranam, and welcome everyone to this e-conference that's being jointly organized by Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya and the Yoga Vidya Ashram of Germany. To all our viewers who are tuning in right now, we hope that you're doing well, keeping safe and staying healthy. And we also hope that you're excited to be a part of this very relevant and important e-conference on the concept of Universal Brotherhood. And I say important and relevant because while we have all joined today to learn about the sacred knowledge that will be shared by all of our distinguished speakers, this event has also been organized as a way to offer some sort of hope and a possible solution amidst these extremely challenging times. This year has been a great challenge for many of us, and we have seen numerous turbulences that have emerged, whether it's the storming effects of the global pandemic, whether it's this continuous struggle against racial inequality, or whether it's natural calamities such as forest fires or an oil spill in one part of the planet. And so this helps to explain the circumstances, because it seems that the circumstances and troubles that we've been facing have turned from more local to more universal. And so hence this explains the universal part of our theme. And the second word, which is that of brotherhood or family, can perhaps offer us a potential solution and way forward, because brotherhood and family is one of the few organizational systems where almost every single human virtue and quality can all coexist together, whether it's equality, freedom, compassion, unity, and the list goes on. And so this event is being organized with this noble purpose in mind. And our first item on today's agenda is the DSVV University's Anthem. And even this anthem itself, within one of its lines, carries this important message of brotherhood, where it suggests that all of us should view the world as just nothing but one large family. And so please join us together as we now proceed towards the anthem of DSVV.
जो अनवरत आधार है, मानवीय उत्थान का जो अनवरत आधार है, देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है, देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है। की हिमालय की मिली छाया इसे, दिव्य वातावरण में पोषित मिली काया इसे, कुल पिता का है बरसता स्नेह संरक्षण यहाँ, कर्म की मिलती उन्हीं से प्रेरणा हर क्षण यहाँ, कर्म की मिलती उन्हीं से प्रेरणा हर क्षण यहाँ, जगन की दिव्य मृदु ममतामयी रसधार है, देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है, देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है। प्रखरतम चेतना का जागरण, आपसी सद्भावना संवेदना का जागरण, यह महामानव बनाने की सुघड़ टकसाल है, खास कर इसमें युवाओं की बदलती चाल है, खास कर इसमें युवाओं की बदलती चाल है, विश्व फिर लगता उन्हें अपना सगा परिवार है, देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है, देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है, मानवीय उत्थान का जो अनवरत आधार है, मानवीय उत्थान का जो अनवरत आधार है, देव संस्कृति संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है। देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है। देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय सृजन का द्वार है।
In accordance with our theme for today's event on Universal Brotherhood, we will be joined by an esteemed panel of speakers from the two prominent organizations that have helped to arrange for this event, and they are Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya and the Yoga Vidya Ashram from Germany. Both of these prominent organizations are leading institutions that are working relentlessly in their fields of education, cultural renaissance, and spreading of the knowledge of yoga. But also, they're also working tirelessly to convert this idea of universal brotherhood into reality. Therefore, to extend our understanding on this topic and to appreciate the knowledge that we will hear from our esteemed speakers, it's important to understand the background and purpose with which these organizations were established. And so Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, or DSVV, serves as the educational arm of the all-world Gayatri Parivar, which is the parent organization, and hence we will first learn about the all-world Gayatri Parivar, followed by a discussion on DSVV, and then followed by the introduction of the Yoga Vidya Ashram. The All-World Gayatri Parivar, also known as AWGP, is a renowned socio-spiritual organization that was established by the founders Vedmurti Taponisht Pandit Sriram Sharma Acharya along with his spiritual companion Mata Bhagwati Devi Sharma ji. The founder was a remarkable figure that lived a life that's nearly impossible to articulate into words. He developed all aspects of his personality to such an extent that he achieved goals that are hard to even fathom. He lived a life of 80 years from 1911 to 1990, and during this time he fluidly authored over 3,400 books on all aspects of life, ranging from self to supreme, economy to ecology, medication to meditation, and beyond. And what was unique in his writings was that not only did he revitalize the ancient Indian knowledge, but he combined it with all the prominent Western thinkers, philosophers, and writers. He translated the entire gamut of the Indian scriptures, ranging from the Vedas to the Upanishads to the Purans, all from ancient Sanskrit to modern Hindi. He was an elevated spiritual figure who revived and practiced the highest forms of the Gayatri Sadhana, which are at the center of the Vedic philosophy. And he pioneered some unique concepts like scientific spirituality. When the entire world thought that the two were contradictory, he said that science that's based in spiritual values becomes constructive, and spirituality that's based on a scientific approach becomes progressive and relevant. And he also initiated a global thought transformation movement that was under the banner of the AWGP. And he was a distinguished person of the Indian freedom fighting movement, and he also worked alongside Mahatma Gandhi. And he was a visionary social engineer and architect of a new era, because he believed that true sustainable futures can only emerge when there's inner transformation that occurs in the people. And so with this, I think one of the most prominent accomplishments which he had was that he was loved and respected and revered by millions and millions of people. And an example of this was when he was relocating from Mathura to Haridwar, and where he was given a reverential send-off by thousands of people that came to visit him. And so that's how he came to Haridwar, where he established the ashram of Shantikunj, which serves as the international headquarters of the AWGP. And again, it's a unique ashram for various reasons, but every part of Shantikunj offers valuable inspirations and teachings to those who are attentive and observant. And so one of the first things that you find as you enter the main gate is what's known as the Samadhi Sthal, which is the spiritual consciousness center within the ashram. They are the living monuments of the ideologies with both of the founders exemplified. And again, the thought process is unique, and where it says that purified intellect, along with strong devotion and faith, were virtues, and selfless love for everyone can help anyone overcome any obstacle. Some other important highlights of the ashram are the Akhanda Deepak, or Akhanda Jyoti, which is known as the eternal flame. This was a flame that he lit in the year 1926, and it's still burning even today. It's been lit for over 94 years, and everyone, all the visitors that visit it, feel a sense of divinity, tranquility, and peace when they see this lamp. And also, it was with this inspiration that he started a magazine that he also called the Akhanda Jyoti, which was a monthly magazine that he wrote for over 60 years, all by himself. Some other features of the ashram is the vibrant living quarters that he actually lived in. He was known to be the simplest of people who practiced and truly lived the concept of simple living and high thinking. He implemented this concept in his own life not on a mere whim, but because he believed that voluntary simplicity can easily help us to progress towards a sustainable tomorrow. To quote his own words, he said that simplicity of lifestyle will automatically eliminate your sense of scarcity. And if this is coupled with a positive change in your thinking and feelings, it will enable you to make constructive use of whatever resources that you have. And so while this room serves as divine inspiration for everyone, it also carries an important message to everyone that visits it. At the heart of the ashram is the Gayatri Temple. And again, this is a unique establishment, and its philosophy is greatly exemplified by an incident that occurred in his life. He was once approached by one of the richest men of India, who offered him millions of rupees to make the most grand and sacred temple of Gayatri that there would ever exist. And he patiently listened to him, and then he said that temples serve the purpose of inspiring and teaching and reforming others. And so he said that rather than building a grand temple, I would rather want to inspire millions of people to become divine beings. And if divinity has to reside anywhere, why not reside in the hearts of the people? And it's with this philosophy that the Gayatri Temple and the ashram is also established. It appears to be simple and serene, but it's equally sacred and divine. And right adjacent to it are a set of 5 mirrors. And this is again a unique concept. While he said that you should pay homage to the divinity in the temple, you should not also forget the divinity that's residing within you. He said that each person is just a latent divine being, and if we recognize our true identities, we can transform ourselves and the world around us. Some other establishments within the ashram include a Himalaya Temple, because he believed that many parts of the Himalayas are inaccessible to everyone, so he established that atmosphere right in the ashram. The ashram features living quarters for nearly 5,000 volunteer families who live there on a permanent basis. And in addition, the ashram can house at any given point in time more than 25,000 people. And this includes their lodging and their dining and all the facilities that they would need. And the ashram also features a serene and aesthetically appealing environment of and appealing plants that also have medicinal values. And this whole center is almost like a living transformational center, and it achieves its aims through various transformational programs, which we will go through one by one. One of the first tasks that it initiated, that was initiated by the All World Gayatri Parivar, was the revitalizing of the ancient sacred rituals, and all in a modern context. And so these sacred rituals are ceremonies that are performed at various milestones within one's life, and they serve as celebrations as well as teachings to allow one to be prepared for the upcoming stage in their life. And all of these rituals are performed within Shantikunj for absolutely free. And not only that, if you wish to learn how to perform these rituals for yourself, you're given training as well for free, so that when you return to your homes, you can perform it for yourselves and those who you're connected with. And in addition, the All World Gayatri Parivar works towards 7 main revolutionary movements, and so we will highlight each one of them one by one. And the first movement is that of self-refinement and transformation, which is known as sadhana. And the belief is that only when we transform and refine ourselves can the world and society around us be transformed and refined. And hence, the ashram features ongoing spiritual retreats, spiritual training programs, lifestyle management programs, and various other initiatives where people can go. And again, once again, it's all available absolutely free of cost. The next initiative is promoting healthy living and also that of healthcare. So the ashram features a fully functional 50-bedded hospital that can perform minor treatments all the way through to surgeries as well. And again, it's available for free to any resident living within the ashram, to any visitor, or anyone who's even walking on the street. One of the other important movements is that of environmental conservation and preservation. They share a belief that we have a deep ecological relationship with nature and our environment, and hence, under Shantikunj's leadership, there are various environmental initiatives that are currently running. And one of the most important initiatives is that known as Vriksha Ganga Abhiyan. So this was a pledge taken by the organization to clean the entire Ganga River, which spans all across the country of India. And they said that we will not only revitalize the river and clean it, but along the banks of the river, they pledged to plant millions and millions of trees so that it can help cleanse the atmosphere and provide a serene surrounding to the river. In addition, a little known fact is that the ashram is one of the only spiritual academies that functions on a recycling concept. So it features the first ever successful biotank that entirely recycles human and animal waste and converts it into gardening water and electricity. And in addition, there were other various initiatives where volunteers cleaned up various sacred sites and also gave the teaching that it's not only enough to eliminate the waste, but it's also important to preserve sanctity and cleanliness. One of the key movements of the organization is that of women empowerment. All of us are talking about gender equality today, but the founder of the organization recognized this issue and provided solutions to it many, many years ago in the early 50s, 60s, and 70s. And this is evidenced by the fact that women are given leadership roles in every facet of the organization. They were, in fact, one of the first people to travel as missionaries from the ashram and were trained in all sorts of skills such as music, rituals, technology, education, and leadership. In addition, there's an important movement which is that of self-reliance. And this is to help lots of people come out of a state of poverty and to help them to get rid of their economic challenges by teaching them key skills and initiatives that they can carry out on their own to maintain their own finances. These include things such as weaving, sewing, farming, making of handicrafts, etc. In fact, the piece of clothing that I'm wearing right now is also made right there in the ashram under this program. The next important movement is that of disaster management and relief work. So the Gayatri Parivar houses and features a massive network of volunteers who are ready and available to attend to relief efforts due to any natural calamity. In fact, the organization says that they can reach even the most remote parts of India within a matter of a few hours. And this was evidenced during the 2013 relief efforts that occurred when there were floods that hit the northern part of India. And so the All World Gayatri Parivar was one of the first organizations to provide food, shelter, and clothing to those who were suffering within remote areas of the Himalayas. And not only that, they said that even after the relief efforts were done, they adopted numerous villages so that they could revitalize them and allow them to re-flourish to their pre-existing conditions. And lastly, last but not least, one of the most important movements of the All World Gayatri Parivar is that of transforming the educational system. So the ashram, in fact, houses a fully functional school, which is known as the Gayatri Vidya and its aims are to not only provide education to children, but to groom them into value-based and learned adults. And it's the school for the children of the permanent volunteers of the ashram. And as well, it also teaches the students that are living within the neighboring townships. And another achievement is that the ashram itself monitors over 500 schools. It directly supports 27 schools under its banner, and more than 450 schools are supported through the various regional centers that operate all across the country. And one of the most prominent efforts in this movement of educational reform is the establishment of the Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, which is the main one of the main organizers for today's event. And so um, we thought that this background was necessary in order to understand the establishment of the Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. And so we now will discover the details and the entire vision behind which the DSVV University was formed. And so we now transition into a discussion on Deva Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, which is a one-of-a-kind institution and is a university that's dedicated towards the global, cultural, and spiritual renaissance. And its first conceptualization happened in 1964 by the patron founder, Pandit Sriram Sharma Acharyaji, wherein he gave a bold statement. And he said that there's a need for an educational institution which could mold its students into noble and enlightened human beings. And he said that these can be identified by the qualities of being selfless, warm-hearted, compassionate, and kind. And this was a groundbreaking concept because while most universities aspire towards teaching contemporary skills and providing knowledge, he also said that there should be an institution that goes even further and provides such type of knowledge that can mold them into noble citizens. And this is reflected right in the mission statement, which says that its purpose is to unite contemporary education with spiritual training. And this is a concept that's core to DSVV, and it can be evidenced throughout the entirety of the university, where all modern and contemporary knowledge is absolutely practiced and is at the core of the educational system, along with the ancient wisdom and spiritual training of India. And so its purpose is to cultivate well-rounded, competent, and personality uplifted graduates with a scientifically grounded understanding of spiritual transformation, and a powerful drive to use their gifts to promote for the greater good of the society. And most and almost all universities have been established as a gateway between childhood and the society at large. And DSVV recognizes this and takes this concept many steps further, wherein it says that if it is a gateway, why not use it as a gateway to also create noble citizens for the society? And this is reflected right in the anthem of the university, which we just recently heard, where it says that it's the gateway to a man-making institution. And so the university was formally established in the year 2002 by a very special act that was passed in its honor. And this was a historical moment because there were 70 members of Legislative Assembly, and all of them equally supported the establishment of DSVV. Regardless of whether they were in the ruling party or the opposition party, they all of them wished to support and say good things about DSVV. And it's the first private university within the state that provides fully residential facilities to Indian as well as international students. It's formally recognized by the UGC, which is the University Grants Commission of India, which monitors all of the universities within the country. And it's fully certified by the ISO organization for its quality management systems and processes. As we just said, it's the first state-private university of Uttarakhand. And what's again unique is that it's entirely sponsored by the parent organization, AWGP. And it works on a unique concept of Samaydan and Anshadan, meaning time donation and donation of resources as well as money. And so millions of people of the AWGP family contribute whatever portions they wish to and whatever they can to the organization to support this noble university. And so again, it's a testimony to the relentless efforts that people make towards contributing to the university. But again, it's a testimony to the great vision of DSVV, since it's supported by so many people. And what's also really novel about the school is that it accepts students who are academically deserving and academically worth, but those who perhaps don't have the means to support their own finances or monetary conditions. So it works on an amazing concept of receiving donations from millions of people, and it's entirely sponsored by the parent organization without any requirement to seek support from any governmental agencies or external organizations or bodies. It is formally appreciated and recognized by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India, again for its quality management systems and processes. And it also has this unique sense of international collaboration built within the core of the university. And this is evidenced by the fact that it's a member of the Association of Commonwealth Universities and AIU. And it's also a UNESCO chair, which it shares with the University of Opole in Poland. And a recent achievement of DSV was that it was invited by the Indian government in late 2016 to represent India at the UNESCO Assembly. And the results that DSV achieved were marvelous because it helped establish yoga as a cultural heritage of India within the system of UNESCO. It's also a nominated yoga expert by the World Health Organization, and it was awarded the University of the Year in 2019 for holistic education by the Academic Insights magazine, which is a prominent body within India that reviews and monitors all of its universities. In terms of the infrastructure of the university, it's located and situated in the serene settings of the mighty Himalayas and the divine presence of Ma Ganga, which is in Haridwar. And so it's a 90-acre campus which features lush greenery all around the campus. There are 6 auditoriums, and the main auditorium can house 1,300 people at any given time. It also features the best cyclorama in all of northern India, and hence why it was selected as one of the institutions for a European film festival, which occurred a few years ago. It features 9 seminar halls, which are all equipped with the latest and modern audio and visual technologies. There's a central library within the university campus, which is a 5-story building, and it features a staggering 35,000 books and more. And what's unique about the library is that it not only features knowledge from ancient India, but also all the prominent knowledge of the world. And there's a staggering count of approximately 26 books per student of the university. And then there's excellent outdoor and indoor sports facilities for all the students and their entertainment, which features a cricket ground, a soccer ground, basketball courts, volleyball courts, as well as indoor facilities such as table tennis, carom, chess, and also dedicated gymnasium facilities for males and females. It's a fully residential campus, and all the faculty and professors and staff reside within the university itself. So again, it's a magical way to translate the concept of Universal Brotherhood into reality, because all of the staff live right within the campus, and it helps to create this ethos of family and brotherhood. There are 3 main dining halls within the university, and all of them combined can cater to approximately 3,300 people at any given time. And this includes rich, nourishing food, but what's amazing is that it's provided at absolutely free of cost. And the university also features a very novel health network. So it features all the modern medical treatment because it's supported by the main hospital in Shantikunj, which is a 50-bedded hospital. But also within the university, there is a clinic and which features 2 medical physicians, 3 Ayurvedic physicians, and as well, all the ancient remedies of India are also available right within the university. And these include yoga, panchakarma, pranic healing, and etc. And it also features acupressure, and there's also a clinic that's dedicated for psychological support also. And then there are common facilities within the university, and there's a common facility center. And also there are residences or hostels that are there for all of the students that reside there. So there's dedicated hostels for males, male students as well as female students, and there are dedicated hostels for international students as well. And then the university features some very novel and special attractions. And the first one is this Acupressure Park, or also known as the Sri Ram Smriti Upavan, which features an acupressure track that if one walks on it, it automatically re-energizes and rebalances the key systems within the person's body. And in fact, the state government appreciated this effort so much that they encouraged DSVV to help the establishment of such parks in other parts of the state. So DSVV has helped, under its leadership, conceptualize more than 200 such parks across the state. There's also the spiritual heart of the university, which is the Lord Shiva Temple, which is located right within the hub, and it has a divine radiance and ambiance, and it's visited by numerous dignitaries and celebrities. But it also features a 500 capacitated amphitheater where special events and achievements are celebrated. There's also recently what was established was a wall of heroes, and these are all the glorified and dignified heroes of the past who helped India in its freedom struggle. And so it's also established within the university, and it serves as a source of inspiration to all the students and faculty members. There's these special attractions in the form of self-reliance initiatives. So the university supports approximately 30 to 35 skills that it teaches to anyone, including the students. And these are skills that range from sewing and weaving, such as making of clothes, to making of handicrafts, and beyond. And it also features special solar generation technologies to generate electricity. And this, again, is in line with the AWGP's movement on self-reliance, so that it can promote self-reliance within the community. There's also a special judo academy that's located right within the university, and this again is the concept of promoting holistic education. While all classroom knowledge is also taught, along with that, physical fitness and self-defense is also promoted. And in fact, the coaches that have coached in this academy are renowned at the national stage in India as well as international arena across the globe. Along with judo, there's also a key element of Tai Chi, which is taught within the university. Another special attraction is what's known as the Vedashala. So the Vedashala is an ancient Indian observatory, and what's so unique is that very few of these observatories remain in all of India. Perhaps only 3 to 4 places house such observatories, and DSVV is proudly one of them. And another interesting fact is that this Vedashala was made under the direct guidance of the same person who made the Jantar Mantar, which is a famous observatory in India. And another special attraction is this choice-based credit system, which DSVV fully supports. So this is an initiative by the Indian government where, versus traditional education, it promotes the concept of an elective system. So there are core subjects which students should study, but they also get a choice to choose electives and minors based on their interests and skills. And one very such important initiative is the Center for Baltic Culture and Studies. And this is Asia's first ever center of the kind that's established within DSVV. And it was inaugurated in a grand fashion, which was supported by all of the honorary ambassadors for all of the Baltic countries which had visited DSVV, which include Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. And so that was the overview of the university, and we will now get into the academic understanding of all the courses and programs that are offered. DSVV's academic structure is categorized into 4 different and unique schools. And prior to delving into the details of each of these, it's noteworthy to mention that within India, there's approximately 900 to 1,000 universities that are situated. And what's unique is that only about 40 to 50 of those have the ability to award certificates, bachelor's, master's, through to PhD degrees. And the beauty is that DSVV is obviously included in this small group, which is about 5 to 10% of all universities. And many of these universities within this small group are universities that have existed for decades on end, whereas DSVV is now in its 18th year. And this is a testimony to the quality of education that's taught at the university, And because of its rich quality and knowledge, the university has been granted the ability to award certificates all the way through to PhD degrees. And we'll notice that as we delve into each of these individual schools. And so the first school is the School of Indology, which features the Faculty of Yoga and Health. And it goes without a doubt that perhaps DSV features one of the largest faculties of yoga and health in all of India, and perhaps one of the finest as well, because there's a central examination that happens in the field of yoga, and out of approximately 400,000 students who appear for that exam, maybe very few pass. I think the stats for 2 years ago was that only 24 students passed, and about 19 of those students were from DSVV. And in addition to academics, the Faculty of Yoga and Health has been given the incredible distinction that 4 states within India have awarded graduates from DSVV as brand ambassadors of the entire state. In addition, this faculty features a holistic training in the field of yogic sciences because it not only focuses on physical exercises and physical fitness, but it also touches and elaborates upon the concept of human consciousness and the ancient yogic science. And so this is a key school of the university. In addition, there is the Department of Complementary and Alternative Medicine, and also the Department of Ayurvedic Studies, which feature all the ancient Indian remedies and therapies that were mentioned earlier. Then there's the Faculty of Indian Languages, so this includes the Department of Vedic Studies and Sanskrit, and also the Department of Hindi. And it should be noted that English and Sanskrit are mandatory for all students to take at DSVV, and this faculty features everywhere from bachelor's through to PhD programs. And then there's the beautiful Faculty of Music and Indian Culture, and this features the Department of Indian History and Culture as well as Indian Classical Music. Again, bachelor's through to PhD programs. The next school is the School of Technology, Communication, and Management. And the first faculty is that of Technology and Management. And this is again a beautiful illustration of the fact that while DSVV prides itself on reviving the ancient wisdom and knowledge of India, it does not sacrifice any modern and contemporary knowledge and programs. And this is evidenced firstly through the Department of Computer Science, which has a distinct array of faculty members, one of which we will be hearing on this e-conference a little later today, Professor Abhay Saxena ji. And the faculty have experience in deep subjects such as artificial intelligence and cloud computing. There's also the Department of Mathematics and the Department of Tourism Management, which is a young and dynamic department that has contributed heavily in research, and one of its fortes is that of spiritual tourism, which is very relevant for northern India. Then there's the Faculty of Communication, which includes journalism and mass communication, and also the Department of Animation and Visual Effects. And again, this is a testimony of the modern education that's taught there. Some important distinctions are that graduates and alumni of this program have contributed at leading stages in India and the world. Some examples are that there were about 20 alumni that were part of the animation team for the Indian mega film Bahubali. And additionally, there are alumni that participated on the animation teams of the Oscar-winning film The King's Speech, as well as animated films such as Pacific Rim and Black Panther. And again, they feature bachelor's through to PhD programs. The third school is that of humanities, social sciences, and the foundational courses. And so it features traditional courses such as English, education, and courses within the field of psychology. And also what's very, very unique to DSVV is this faculty of foundational courses. And so this features a department of life management and a department of scientific spirituality. And these two modules are mandatory for all students of DSVV, and the understanding is quite simple. So while the university is training them to be great doctors, great engineers, they're also aspiring and training them to be great human beings. And that's the central philosophy of the university. And so within the life management modules, they're offered courses in the fields of personality refinement, disaster management, first aid, and basic care. And also in the final year, there's a module on anti-corruption, as well as environmental sciences. And these are subjects that are compulsory for all students. And the Department of Scientific Spirituality is based on the philosophy of scientific spirituality, which we discussed earlier on. And there's also the Department of Theology and Divinity, and this is a sacred department within the school. And they run a variety of extension programs through various centers all across India. And then there's the School of Biological Sciences and Sustainability. So we were referencing sustainability earlier, where we were talking about the various self-reliance initiatives, such as weaving, sewing, making of handbags, and handicrafts. But the university also features a cow sanctuary, or Gaushala. And again, this works on a full recycling system, wherein they recycle all of the waste products to turn them into herbal medicines and also daily care products such as soap. And so it features the Faculty of Biological Sciences, which has a Department of Environmental Sciences and the Department of Applied Medicinal Plants. And last but not least is the Faculty of Rural Studies and Sustainability. And so this is a prestigious faculty within the school because not only do they offer traditional classroom programs, but they run a variety of outreach programs throughout the country of India. I believe the number is around 150,000 or more individuals that they have trained throughout the entire country absolutely for free in various rural management techniques. And they have imparted valuable knowledge so that people can once again become self-reliant. And so that was the formal academic framework of the university. And we will next discover the various initiatives that are run through the school in the fields of competence, culture, and character, which are all oriented to make the students well-rounded individuals. DSVV helps forge well-rounded graduates by building their character, developing their competence, and promoting a sense of culture. And so we'll walk through each of these in detail. Character is developed in a wide array of manners, but one of the most prominent is an initiative where the Honorable Chancellor himself conducts classes on the topics of life management and scientific spirituality. The Honorable Chancellor was a renowned cardiologist, and he's a renowned global spiritual figure, and so he directly teaches all of the students and the faculty members every alternate week. And a key program of DSVV is the concept of social internship. So through this social internship, students have the chance to practice in real life the skills that they've learned in the classroom, but B, and more importantly, it's established with this sense of returning it back to the society. And this is because all of the students have been able to study at DSVV through the subsidized education based on the contributions of numerous people from the society, and this is a way that they return the favor back to them. And the students have reached all across the country of India, and they have reached more than 2 million people at large. And then culture is promoted first and foremost through the ethos of the university, but also through formal events such as the International Festival of Yoga, Culture, and Spirituality. And this is a unique event for the school because it features members from more than 40 different nationalities, and there have been more than 12,000 participants of this event, and some of the guests have been Nobel laureates and distinguished members of their field. And so this is a special effort and initiative for the university. And not only is Indian culture promoted, but various other prominent cultures are equally promoted. And one such example was this festival called Usindiana, which is a sacred Latvian celebration of song and dance. And this was conducted in 2018 at DSVV. And then competence is developed firstly in the classroom, but also through a variety of extracurricular programs and also academic journals. So the main journal for DSVV is the Dev Sanskriti Interdisciplinary International Journal, which features quality research in a variety of fields such as scientific spirituality, computer science, and in fact, the most recent edition was an entire edition dedicated to the COVID struggle that's going on. And some other academic publications are the e-newsletter named Renaissance. Then there's Hindi newsletters named Sanskriti, Manjusha, and Jnana Prabha. And this is DSVV's contributions to the academic domain. And then there's this unique concept of learning from various leaders and dignitaries. And DSVV has hosted and has gained the support and trust of various such leaders. And we will just highlight some of them, and which include people such as the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Also, there's Bachendri Pal ji, who was the first Indian woman to ever scale Mount Everest. You might be seeing on your screen also a leader of the First Nations of America who visited DSVV. He's the one wearing the special headgear. Then there was a Nobel Peace Prize winner who is seen playing the flute, and various other such members. Some more examples are Vijay Bhatkarji, who was the creator of the Param computer, Vladis Piragji, who was the head of the European Medical Council, and various ambassadors from Latvia and Estonia. And despite DSVV being a non-conventional educational institution, all of the graduates are placed at very high and respected positions in the society. And these include organizations that are international as well as Indian. They feature TV channels, they feature large companies. And it's a matter of great pride that many of the graduates, despite receiving prominent offers within the society and at various other organizations, they like to return back to DSVV as staff and faculty members. So this is a matter of great pride for the university. And then there's some various international initiatives and accolades, so we'll quickly walk through those. The school was a core member of the International Day of Yoga Committee. It is a director of the Global Covenant of Religions, which is a UN Security Council initiative. It's supported by Prince Charles and the King of Jordan. And there were 3 featured schools, one which was DSVV, another one was the University of Cambridge, and also the University of Virginia. As we mentioned, it's the co-founder of the first Center for Baltic Culture and Studies in Asia. It's a member as a judge in the Templeton Prize Committee. So the Templeton Prize is the Nobel Peace Prize equivalent in the field of social service. It was an invited member of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Clean India movement. DSVV is a member of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, and it was also an invited representative at UNESCO, which we referenced earlier, where the university helped yoga to attain the status of cultural heritage in UNESCO. And it's also the proud recipient of the renowned Erasmus Plus scholarship. And as we evidenced in the anthem of the university, it's the gateway between childhood and society, but it also serves as the gateway between India and the world. And this is achieved through various international MOUs and collaborations with universities ranging from America to China and from Russia through to South Africa. And they facilitate exchange programs and various academic programs and initiatives. And then, so we'll also just quickly show you some other glimpses of various dignitaries, which include the Right Honorable Baroness Patricia Scotland, who is the Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations. There was also His Holiness Dalai Lama Ji. A prominent event that happened last year was the One Young World Conference, which was held in London, and the Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor represented the university there, which featured more than 12,000 young, dynamic leaders from around the world. And the university has had 5 convocations so far, and it's a matter of great honor and pride for the university that it was attended by 2 of the former presidents of India. And also, the school has conducted more than 80 conferences and symposiums on a range of topics, such as scientific spirituality and cultural messengers of India, and many, many more. And so that was the formal overview of Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. And we will now transition into the introduction of the Yoga Vidya Ashram from Germany, which serves as the largest yoga institute in Europe. And we humbly invite Ms. Sita Devi Claudia Hendricks-G to provide that presentation.
This is Sita Devi from Cologne in Germany. I am part of the Yoga Vidya non-profit organization since 2008. In my working life, I'm a business administrator in the finance department in the headquarters of an international pharmaceutical and crop science company. This company operates worldwide, and I'm also responsible for the subsidiary in India. Additional to this job, as a business administrator, I'm a health manager as well as a yoga instructor in that company. This is a real result of my long-term learning in Yoga Vidya. I started bringing all those new skills I learned in Yoga Vidya into the company. As a health manager, I learn a lot about colleagues' issues and conflicts in daily life. With my yoga knowledge, I try to give support to modern business. This knowledge arises by the vision of Vedanta, which I study since many years in Yoga Vidya in Germany. Additionally, I have Indian Vedanta teachers in the tradition of Swami Dayananda. I came in contact with Yoga Vidya in Cologne in a city center in 2008. Because of stress resulting in back pain, in heavy real back pain, which no doctor could help me, a colleague of mine, she recommended Yoga Vidya to me. I started with a beginner course, and it took only some weeks of asana practice and I felt more and more satisfied and happy. I went on with learning meditation and sadhana. These lead to a great balance to my whole life, especially my business life. I learned more and more about the non-profit organization Yoga Vidya, which is a huge organization in Germany. I felt home with Yoga Vidya from the beginning on. Yoga Vidya was founded by Sukadev Brez in 1992 in Frankfurt in Germany. Before he opened that first city center in Germany, he studied yoga in the tradition of Swami Shivananda for many years. He came back to Germany with a clear vision to bring yoga into everyone's daily life. Focused on this, Sukadev established the first ashram in Germany in 1996. Followed by further ashrams in 2003, 2008 and 2013. Actually, these ashrams do have the capacity of more than 1,000 guests and more than 200 sevakas and a lot of Shantivasis, which I am, do live there. There are 80 city centers actually in Germany, spreading out Sukadev's vision of yoga for all people in Germany. Further, an Ayurveda branch, a retreat center for intensive sadhana, different temple rooms for yajna and puja. An important contribution to the spreading of yoga knowledge in the society is the Yoga Vidya own publishing brand, which publishes books, CD, e-books and so on. Yoga Vidya offers yoga seminars, education, yoga holidays, retreats for intensive sadhana, rituals like pujas, homas, etc. Sukadev has produced and published uncountable yoga lessons, pranayama retreats, satsangs, instructions how to live a spiritual and healthy life, also on social media channels. Sukadev's vision is to spread out the message of yoga for health and spiritual growth and cultivating peace on the earth together with other spiritual, ecological traditions. The members of Yoga Vidya commit themselves to the principles of satsang, sadhana, sattva and seva. Yoga Vidya organizes also different of associations of professional yoga teachers. Also, Yoga Vidya is in collaboration with different universities. For this reason, we are very happy with Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. I started my 2-year yoga teacher training in the Yoga Vidya Cologne Center in 2010 and 2011 with Vedamurti. He guided me deeper and deeper into yoga, spiritual life and Vedanta. It was really a shift in my life, believe me. I learned about the different areas of yoga like Hatha Yoga, which is well known in Germany nowadays, but also Kundalini Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga, all different yoga paths. Yoga Vidya allowed me to come in contact with spiritual knowledge which was unknown to me before in my culture. I got the chance to study Vedanta for many years with international teachers. These teachers are invited by Sukadev to come to the Yoga Vidya organization. Since 2013 I travel to India every year, most of the time with Yoga Vidya. Several journeys to India are organized by them as well. Trips amongst others to Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Varanasi, Rishikesh and so on. Yoga Vidya supported me to go deeper and deeper into the spiritual knowledge. I am very thankful of being part of the huge Yoga Vidya community in Germany. Greetings from Germany to India.
Welcome to session 2, wherein we will now be performing a brief but beautiful meditation that's known as Nad Yoga. The divine scholars of the past had experienced throughout their various explorations that there exists an eternal sound in the nature around us, and they called this sound Nad. And they went further and said that if this power and if this sound can be accessed, then it can help to awaken the divine feelings and emotions that exist within all of us. And this idea is very important for us today because through the concept of Universal Brotherhood, we are trying to awaken these higher emotions so that we can forge a sense of interconnectedness and unity between all of us. Therefore, sit in a comfortable meditative posture, allow the inner turbulences and feelings to settle, and let your mind travel along with the music that you will be hearing. And in this way, all of us can prepare ourselves to listen to the knowledge that will be shared by the distinguished speakers in the upcoming sessions.
ऋषियों ने अनुभव किया है कि इस ब्रह्मांड में एक दिव्य नाद बराबर गुंजरित हो रहा है। उस नाद में सभी स्वर एवं सभी भाव समाये हुए हैं। नाद में, संगीत में प्राणियों के अंदर भाव संवेदना जगाने की क्षमता है। जीवन की संवेदनाएं सूख जाने पर जीवन नीरस हो जाता है। संवेदनाएं जाग जाएं तो मनुष्य और मनुष्य के बीच, मनुष्य और भगवान के बीच दिव्य आदान प्रदान शुरू हो जाता है। अभी जो संगीत बजेगा उसे अपने भीतर तरंगित होने दें। भावना करें कि संगीत की लहरों के साथ दिव्य संवेदनाएं संचारित हो रही हैं। यह भगवान कृष्ण की बांसुरी, शिव का डमरू का स्वर है। इनके साथ शरीर का कण कण, मन, अंतःकरण सब थिरक रहे हैं, पुलकित हो रहे हैं। अंदर के विकार शांत हो रहे हैं। आनंद भरी पुलकन उभर रही है। नाद समाप्त होने पर कुछ देर शांत मौन रहे। साधना के प्रभावों को स्थिर होने दें।